There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
All right, bro, we're live. How goes it, everybody? I see the chat popping. How goes it? Jordan, Tommy, what up, Arts? Love your name. All right, Crux, how goes it, everybody? Who can I pay here? Oh, you don't have to pay anybody. All right, guys, I see the chat popping. Enjoy it. Play nice. How goes today, bro? How you been?
Fine, and you? Thanks so much for your invitation.
Yeah, man, no problem. We've been dealing with some technical difficulties, guys, so thank you, everybody, for bearing with us. I know we were scheduled for noon. We're a little late. We'll run a little long, probably finish at 1:30. If you have any questions, topics, or comments, as you know, just pop them up in the chat. I'll try to take a peek, and if it's worthwhile, I'll bring it on the air. Today, I'm with that CryptoVado1, at CryptoVado1. It's RNFD Invest, right?
RFND Investment.
Yeah, man. So let's talk a little bit about that. But first, let's start off with maybe a little bit of, get to know you, man. Like, how'd you get into crypto? And how did that get you from, your first day in Bitcoin? How did you end up, doing what you're doing today with the Simple Ledger protocol and everything?
Hi, guys. My name is CryptoVado1. I previously had experience in marketing and in finance. And my background that I used to be a trader, like approximately 10 years ago, and then I was doing other stuff. And trading was always my passion. And when I first got in touch with cryptos at the end of the year 2018, when we had the long bear market year. And back then, I realized that our economy is not, that the world economy was not looking good. And I had my pension fund, and I started to notice that my pension fund yield started to decrease. So I started to even realize the risk. And I started to also become a crypto blogger on Uptrend and publish 0x and other social media.
Oh, really? On Uptrend? That's cool.
Yeah, I have also the Uptrendian blood runs through my veins too. and I remember something that back then in the year 2019 that I wrote one article that was called Second World Great Depression. And I started to analyze it, and I started to see the possibility, and therefore I found it refund token on February 25th last year, because I wanted to give a solution to people who want to receive a fair profit. So that was basically my contribution. This is something that I want to solve these common problems, because as you know, banks and a lot of fiat institutions, they give you even 0% rates or negative rates in some countries. So you have to even pay banks that they hold your money. So this is something unacceptable in my opinion, but
Well, this is probably, DeFi's probably got you, really excited since you've come in and, during the bear market, like you mentioned, starting to see DeFi really build those blocks that can do the things that you're talking about and build that framework to kind of do those things and not just be your own bank independently, but be your own bank corporately.
Yeah, I basically think that people need more freedom, and people shall be they have to be in charge. In my opinion, they should decide. If it is convenient for me, you can stay. If it is not convenient, I just sell it. So I think that this is basically the idea of refund token. So since we started, we have proposed that every 2 months we were going to pay Bitcoin Cash back to our holders. So we did already, and during this last 10, almost 11 months, we paid to the community 10.33 Bitcoin Cash.
That's respect, bro. I love that. And people that are listening may hear you say that. And guys, it's not that hard because Simple Ledger Protocol has created the, I guess like a dividend or distribution model, right? Where you could issue an airdrop to your shareholders, essentially, your token holders, and you can reward them in Bitcoin Cash, or you can reward them in other SLP tokens, and it's very easy. And I love that you're taking advantage of it to really reward people that are using the token, like giving back some Bitcoin Cash to token holders, man. That's what this is going to become. Like, I like that a lot, man. How now? Where does that Bitcoin Cash come from that you have been giving back to the community?
The Bitcoin Cash, so I'm going to explain. Once we sell every refund token, it becomes Bitcoin Cash, okay? On Memo.cash that it started, and we reinvest this crypto hard currency into other currency, and basically the profit comes from trading. So we distribute it among our community. So I basically think that people shall be holding one cryptocurrency, not because only of the value of the crypto, but because it has some residual benefits for them. That is basically our proposal.
That is really interesting, man. I mean, not to throw shade, but I think, if you're an OG in this space, this may come off like, BitConnect. Have you ever heard of that?
Not much.
No. If you sell your Bitcoin and buy their coin, they pay you in Bitcoin for giving them your Bitcoin. It was weird. But this may come off kind of like a Ponzi scheme or something, you know what I mean? To people that are looking outside and don't know how crypto works mechanically, the technology itself and the way that, DeFi can actually work in this space. DeFi itself sounds like a Ponzi scheme, right? I mean, the way that it's economically built, except it doesn't have that greater fool theory flaw built in. I'm just curious, what would you say about, about this to people that may be skeptical?
I'm going to tell you something. People can have different opinions. And I think that you can promote your project. And a lot of people have a different kind of promotions or having marketing. But I think the best marketing, in my opinion, is you try it and it works for you. And we pay you. And if you see that we pay you, you keep on staying with us. So I want to tell you something that what we have been doing, our users can be holding RFND tokens in their Simple Ledger address. And they are not, and we are not, that's a difference from many ERC20 tokens where they have to deposit for a certain amount of time to somewhere. And these people have to wait months, years, 15 years, I don't know.
Yeah, I can instantly I can get instant liquidity for my SLP token. I don't have to lock it up in escrow or a smart contract and stake it, or provide liquidity. Just by buying it and holding it, I'm basically doing a lot of that.
Basically, it's 100 non-custodial. So you are in charge of your funds from the very beginning.
You know what's really cool? I could buy one of these tokens and give it to people that hold Ken coin, and now because you have a Ken coin, you get one of these. What is it? I'm sorry, I forget the name. The
RFND.
RS.
RFND. Refund.
I know I can get it right here. The internet's being a little choppy and it's hard to make it out, but I know I have it right in here somewhere. I'm such a brain fart. All right, here we go. It's RFND. Yeah, the internet isn't perfect, but it is good. It's RFND. So if I go on like Memo Cash and I pick up a RFND, I can airdrop that to anybody that holds Ken, and then from having that, you can now you're going to get airdropped Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, exactly. That could be the solution.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. That's going to be really fun as a tipping thing goes moving forward. I could either tip you Bitcoin Cash, or I could tip you a coin that will just keep getting you some Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, that would be the instant thing. Now, something, Ken, that we have been doing, we are launching a new FEX. FEX is Fair Exchange App. It's going to be launched next week on Monday. And that is going to be the first staking app which is going to pay Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. So people can, it's like to go to the restaurant and you can choose, what do you want? Do you want scrambled eggs or do you want pancakes? Do you want Bitcoin Cash?
I want Bitcoin Cash, please.
Yeah, of course. And this, there is only one requirement. For staking, people need to have 5 million RFND, which is approximately, it's around $50 or 0.10 Bitcoin Cash. And people can buy them on Memo.cash or on CCT. So we have established stronger liquidity on CCT, so people can buy it for Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Doge, Tron, or Bitcoin Cash on Memo. So people have different options. And if people want to sell, so they can establish the sales order on Memo.cash, or they can go for the instant swap on CCT. So we have
interesting. So yeah. What, dude? You guys, I mean, people may not be familiar with Memo Cash or Simple Ledger Protocol. Bitcoin Cash doesn't get a lot of love. And, Bitcoin Cash has been doing a lot of amazing things. And this is one of those amazing things with Simple Ledger Protocols that are really going to make things like ERC20s obsolete as far as a lot of the misuse. I mean, ERC20s may still have a utility, but they're definitely being misused, and people are missing out on a lot of, money saved by experimenting with ERC20s. And a lot of what you're doing is, it's proving the point, man. Like, this is really cool. Seeing you take advantage of the Simple Ledger Protocol in a way that most people think is only possible with the Ethereum blockchain.
Now, I'm going to tell you something that we are probably the first token on the earth. It might sound kind of like presumptuous, which is going to have staking fees for getting paid Ethereum lower than 1 cent of US dollar.
How?
Because if you, for example, buy ERC20 token and you want to stake, you have to pay Ethereum gas fee. And those fees go from 0.01 Ethereum to 0.03 Ethereum. So people have to spend between $10 to $40 depending on the fee. And here and as it is built on the Simple Ledger Protocol, we have the advantage that people are going to pay only for the transaction on the Simple Ledger wallet, because all the funds are going to remain on your wallet.
That's badass. That's pretty fucking smart, bro. I really admire this because I built Ken on Simple Ledger Protocol because I saw the potential, but I didn't know how to apply it or anything. You know what I mean? I just know that, like, there's a lot that can be done with this, and somebody's going to do a lot with it. So to see you kind of paving that roadmap, I appreciate all your work, man, because a lot of what you're talking about, I want to do that with and not just because I want KenCoin to go to them, forget that. But I would love to be a proof of concept to show people how to use Simple Ledger Protocol as a social currency network where we can make our own social tokens and use and provide our own goods and services. And do things like this where I could now, maybe hold X amount of KenCoin or X amount of, RFND and be able to earn from just holding that. I don't have to lock it up. I can send it to somebody. I could exchange it or trade it or list it for sale all right there without giving up my keys. That's kind of the dream I've always had with my own currency. To see something like that being done, I think that's awesome. And I love that you're using the dividend or distribution. I say dividend because that's what they're going to think of it as basically, but it's not legally. It's not. It's a distribution model. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I guess, kind of talking about this, what's your roadmap for the project, right? Like, we know where you're at right now, but where are you planning to go, and how are you going to get there?
Okay, I'm going to explain this. We have so I'm just going to finish with the FX. The FX is going to pay monthly staking rewards. We have put there. We have.
You said 500,000, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
How many RFND? 50,000 or 5? What was the number?
No, we have 8. We have the total amount of the monetary supply 89.99 billion.
No. How many do I need to have in order to be staking?
Sorry, 5 million.
5 million and about $50 worth, right? 5 million, about $50 worth.
5 million 25. Sorry, it's $50 more or less.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we went over that again in case people may have missed it, because I see the chat asking. Just wanted to let them know that's pretty cool that you can spend, about $50 in Bitcoin Cash and just grab something that's doing something. And I'm not going to ever tell you you'll get rich quick or make money or whatever, but you're going to have a lot of fun playing with this stuff. And this is just some of the stuff I like to play with.
People who want to receive Ethereum, they need to pay 40 million RFND because we are going to pay for 2 months for free.
The gas fees.
The fees and we are going to use one application that has been launched that is called Numio. So where people can be saving on Ethereum gas fees. So we are going to use new tools. Now, something that I want to point out, Ken, with this model, we are not producing inflation because we are not giving away our tokens. We are going to pay other cryptocurrency. And something that I have formulated slow, gradual. The moment the model is called 5.5 DGCSI. This 55 years or 5.5 decades of gradual circulating supply issuance. So that means we are going to issue the last refund in the year 2076. So we are going to slowly and responsibly issue it to the maximum limit assigned per each year. Because we don't want that the market gets flooded by refund.
Right.
We want to, in a certain way, monitor it. I will tell you my personal opinion. Maybe some people can agree or disagree. I have seen that a lot of altcoins, they do one mistake, in my opinion, from the very beginning. They issue to the market during the first year 50 or 60% of their circulating supply. So that is a huge amount, and what has been causing that is that these altcoins, it's like the classical model. They start at the high price, and during the first year, most of them,
all of them.
They start to lose the value, except for some exceptions, like, for example, Chainlink, that could be exception, or etc. But some coins start at $1, and at the end of the year, they are worth only 1 cent.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is. It's a huge inflation problem for sure. And it's been a basic Kickstarter for a lot of projects to do that model where they give almost 50% or more of, their market cap. Either, they sell it early, or they'll give away 20% for free and then sell some. And because they're using their coin for giveaways and stuff like that, that affects it as well.
Yeah, I think that the giveaways and all these promotional techniques, they have to be monitored, because if you start to increase circulating supply in a huge way, then it affects the value of the coin, because people, whatever you receive for free, a lot of people start to sell. It's like when you something get for free, sometimes you don't appreciate it. You just want to get rid of it.
Yep.
So that's my personal opinion. For marketing, it can work at some point of time, but
I was going to say, you know what? Look at Uniswap. Uniswap gave everybody a stimulus, and everybody made fun of them for giving them free money and dumped it. And it's doing fairly well. I hung on to some of my Uni, and I'm not mad. I got a couple PlayStation 5s worth of Uniswap.
But they are also very successful in a certain way, because their model is they are making money from the piece for trading. So I think that it's pretty well thought, and I think as it sticks, there is one advantage: you instantly swap all the cryptocurrency, and you don't have to hold it somewhere, being at the risk that your funds can be hacked. It happens at any exchange, no matter what they do. This can be happening all the time.
You know what I think's pretty cool? With Simple Ledger Protocol, it's possible for me to even do a way to just distribute my own coins to your coin holders, or, anybody can kind of, do that and kind of play around with that, concept. And I think it's going to be interesting to see people and kind of look at what you're doing. Probably going to have competition, because if it works, that's what happens. And there's a good chance that, people that are doing this with you now may end up receiving airdrops from competitors doing very similar things, just trying to get their attention. Now just imagine how many Bitcoin Cash airdrops you're going to get or something. Like, that's what I think is really cool potential when we start talking about, doing things first. Because, if you look at the way ERC-20s went, that's exactly kind of how they promoted themselves. They would airdrop to the previous, successful projects, or the things that inspired them to exist. So to see, what you're doing with the RFND, when competition starts to come, they're probably going to airdrop to your guys, and that's going to be pretty cool.
Let me tell you something, and we have already done it in the year 2020. We have formed several collaboration with other SLP tokens.
Oh, cool.
For example, we have been doing, for example, airdrop with Swift
Man,
tokens.
This guy's already ahead of me, man. I don't get that very often. Not too many people are ahead of me.
And we were doing that. And the next, and I also want to let the community know that the next week we are going to have another RFND Sweet drop, airdrop for Sweet holders with RFND, and our community is going to receive Sweet tokens. So we want to always give the people additional benefits. Now, something that I want to tell you is that a lot of our people came from ERC20 network.
Yep.
And what I mean here is something that is the basic value of refund. We are neutral. We go for neutrality. We can be. I admire every cryptocurrency which has legit purposes, not a scam on these schemes like which promise you earn 10% Bitcoin every day, because that's a scam most of the time. But
I haven't heard you say anything like that yet, and I'm waiting for it. Trust me, I'll pounce right on you.
But I think we can work, all of us, we can work together. We can work together as a Bitcoin Cash, SLP community, Ethereum community, Tron community. We can work all of us together. Yep. So I think there should not be any problem at all with that.
Interoperability will make this entire argument so irrelevant it won't even make sense. You know, it'll just be like, I don't need to know if you have an iPhone or an Android if I'm going to send you a picture in a text message. That's pretty damn similar to how it's going to work with tokenomics moving forward, with me sending whatever SLP or ERC20 to your wallet. I won't need to know what wallet it is. Interoperability will make that obsolete. So, like, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like, these aren't problems. These are just time. Just time will make it, you know, not a problem anymore.
Now, in order to finish to answering your question about our roadmap, and so first is the facts. We want also that our people earn RFND for retweets, because we are starting to launch, for example, that we pay people for retweets thanks to the feature of CCTip. We had a very good relationship with CCTip, so they opened us the door for many things. And we will also launch in the last quarter of this year, between September, October, an e-commerce platform where people could pay for digital products or digital services in Bitcoin Cash, and we will give them loyalty rewards in RFND. That is the plan for the last month of the year.
So we did mention about, you know, kind of giving away coins and how that could be bad for the thing. Are you buying your own coins from the market and then using them to give back, or are you just minting your own? I'm just curious.
No, I'm not. I'm not buying our own tokens. I think that what I want that the free market takes over on all transactions. So what I want to, when someone asks me about the future value of refund, I think that we cannot ever speculate, because it would be completely unfair and it would be speculation. The other day, someone asked me, do you think that refund is going to hit 1 cent of US dollars soon? I told him, I cannot tell you. Maybe it can happen in 3 months, in 5 years, in 10 years. I really don't know, because that would be speculation. So I think it's going to transfer according to the bear market and bull market waves or sideways trends. It's going to be like any cryptocurrency. So that is basically my point. What I have seen from refund from the beginning, we have started, I'm just going to give you that fact. We started 1 million refund. Back then, in February last year, was 76 cents of dollar. And today, it's approximately $10. So the value of the coin increased, but we were even higher 2 months ago, and the value decreased. So the market is determining the value of the coin.
That's pretty cool.
People can buy a refund also on Telegram groups, but this is something that I am not in favor, because there could be scams.
Right, peer-to-peer is always sketchy, but that is like the truest way to do crypto, is peer-to-peer. So like, just to know that it's possible, if you have a social credit and you're a friend with somebody, you can, you know, use your social credit to, you know the amount of money you're worth, you know, or you can risk sending your trading peer-to-peer. And I just think that makes the world a better place, man, in my opinion. You know, peer-to-peer, and people will have their social credit, you know,
People have to be careful, because we have also free fake refund tokens. We didn't create them.
I know, Simple Ledger Protocol is bad for that, though. That's the one thing that's kind of sketchy.
So that's why I told people, you have to be careful. And we, in our trivias, we have Telegram groups of RFND, and we try to educate people about it. Now, something that happens, for example, Ken, that I noticed, when people are in ERC20 tokens, sometimes it could be confusing the Bitcoin Cash metrics. Like, one Bitcoin Cash is 100 million Satoshi. So sometimes people get confused with that. So we try to educate people regarding to this kind of topics, so people can comprehend it in a better way. That is also purpose to make also some kind of financial awareness, to promote financial culture, not only games, but that people are better informed. In my opinion, that is very important to achieve. also for all our crypto community.
You mentioned right there the crypto, your crypto community. I'm very curious, inside your community, how many people have created their own SLP tokens? And is anybody in your community doing anything like with providing utility or a service? Just curious, because I've always wondered when somebody will provide, like, come out with an SLP token. And if you buy their token, you can, get a piece of art made by them just because you bought their token from the market and sent it to them. You can get, maybe a custom piece of art, or maybe something like your car washed. I don't know. I'm just curious, since you're kind of more involved in that community, have you seen anybody just independently create their own money and give it utility and provide goods and services?
I have seen, I'm going to give you one example. We are having a very good relation with Zapit token. And Zapit created a Zapit wallet.
Zapit, okay.
Zapit, which has, we use it for distributing the staking rewards. It has a dividend feature. And not only that, Zapit has recently launched, for example, a feature where people can be earning Zapit, for example, for doing certain tasks. So it starts to have utility.
They built a loyalty points rewards token. Yeah. I've been waiting for that, man. Even Ethereum, because the gas fees, they cannot do it. It's not possible. It will never be cost effective. But because Simple Ledger Protocol uses Bitcoin Cash, you can do these things now. So they literally did a Simple Ledger Protocol rewards program. I love 2020, 2021. This is the best time to be in crypto right now.
Or another example would be Spice. And Spice is a very recognized SLP token. They created some, it's like a platform where people can get tips for memes. So they can be earning Spice for that. And Spice is already also quoted on CoinEx. So of course, the price goes according to the market, but it's a very respected SLP token. For example, that could be one example. And there are, for example, another example could be Sour. They hold their poker tournaments on every Saturday, and people can earn, they can win the Bitcoin Cash or Sour. So there are a lot of different things.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's 1 o'clock.
I like that. I like that they did it that way, and then they also like made the the outside of it too, where the poker night thing, and like people will definitely. And what I like to see is people springing off of that and building on top of things that people built, and then somebody builds on top of that thing that somebody built on top of the thing that somebody built, and it creates what we have yet to discover as a completely new industrial revolution. This is it's changing everything, and it's starting small, but by the time we realize it, we won't even see it coming. It will just be here.
And when I want to tell you something, people who came from ERC20 community to Recon, they stayed.
I would assume they would.
And this is something that makes me personally happy, because if they are convinced and they saw that it worked for them, they keep on being loyal holders, okay? Because I think that every person should decide always, you can keep it or you can hold it until it's convenient for you.
Right, yeah, you're not locked up and don't cost any gas fees to claim your distribution tokens, or it doesn't cost any gas fees to sell your RFND. It doesn't, I mean, all the things that are kind of breaking, the use cases on the Ethereum blockchain are why I'm excited to see the Bitcoin Cash blockchain picking up that torch and giving people the opportunities to do what I've always wanted to do on Bitcoin, to be honest, or on Ethereum. And it's just cool to be able to use something Bitcoin in a way that makes Ethereum just look like, child's play.
I selected Simple Ledger Protocol for building RFND because I personally found it easy. Something that I have to confess about myself. I'm into marketing, I'm into finance, but I am not into IT. So for these IT things, for example, for the text staking up, I have to hire people who do that. And I can supervise and I can check if the features are okay. But I would not, for example, do building some SLP wallet because this is not my cup of tea.
Right.
I just do what I'm good at.
But you know what's crazy? Somebody in the RFND community probably will build a wallet just for RFND because you build RFND. Now they have something that they can build something on top of. And I've seen it happen with multiple projects. Like you said, it's in that sense decentralized, right? Like that's what decentralization is really all about.
Yeah, I strongly believe in that. And what I think is, I also believe in something. I think that financial sustainability of every token is as important as innovation. Because many people think that innovation is more important. I don't think so. I think it has to be balanced, both the things.
Yep.
You can because I have seen like a very.
But you know what though? It's a very wavy way to that balance, right? You always have to find where's the extreme in both directions to find the balance. And that's where we've seen a lot of things, you know, they find that balance, but you can go back and watch. They went to the extreme before they lined out.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I think that, for example, I will tell you something. A lot of crypto holders, sometimes they rely on some certain news. If the project launches updates, nodes, or whatever, and or if it goes on exchange and they speculate, if it launches nodes next week, so the price is going up. So these are speculations, so we cannot never assure that. I think that the real value of each cryptocurrency is going to be determined on the long run because it worked for the people, just by the basic fact. Yep. The word of mouth, I think, is the best advertising.
That's why I made my Ken on SLP, word of mouth. And I was in Miami talking to the SLP, developers that were literally building it before it was done. So I got to really talk to the brains behind it. And I saw that. I saw the word of mouth, people using it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play with it, and I'm gonna do it. And I've done my own currency almost 4 years ago for the first time, and it took 1 minute. And then since then, it's been nothing but a nightmare trying to make your own ERC20. Back in the day, you had to hire a whole developer team, and it's still not any easier. And now with the SLP, it feels like we're going kind of back to the simplicity days where it wasn't so complex, and you can make your own SLP in under 60 seconds for what, like a penny in Bitcoin Cash or something?
Yeah, it's very cheap and very affordable. I think the value of any cryptocurrency is what will the holders be getting.
Yeah, the utility. It's all about the utility. And that's why I think SLP is perfect for social currencies. Small businesses or just... And I know that there's a lot of artists that are probably maybe watching that like, Ethereum NFTs. And I know artists that have created their own ERC20s that they sell so you can buy it and then give it to them so you can get them to make your art. But with the way that the tokenomics works on Ethereum, it is not cost effective. And I would love to see some artists use the Simple Ledger protocol to create their own social currency. You can use Memo Cash and put yourself out there like a Fiverr and say, hire me to make art, and I accept my own coin that I listed on Memo Cash at what I want to get paid in Bitcoin Cash for that coin, and then you can redeem that coin with me. It's so cost effective. But it's the tribalism, I think, right? Everybody wants to have the monopoly. Oh, I'm using this blockchain for this, so I have to use everything around it. You can use multiple blockchains for your personal economy. You could have Ethereum NFTs that you sell for Bitcoin Cash SLP. You can do that.
Yeah, what I want to tell you something. When I created RFND approximately 1 year ago, you know what I needed? I needed only the URL of your website. You need the total monetary supply, and you need how many the name of the coin, the ticker, and the number of decimals for your crypto. That's only the 5 things that you need.
That's it.
And you do it very fast. And then, of course, you need a trustworthy SLP wallet where you are supposed to have your keys, your seed words, and all that stuff. This is something important. Everybody should take care of that. Right? It's essential that people have that part.
The on-ramp experience is so simplistic. You don't really need more than a couple days worth of basic knowledge to just, maybe be a pizza store and create a simple ledger protocol token that people can buy from you at the register. You send it to them just like you would a gift card, and then they can come back and 1 tokens for a slice of pizza. So if I buy 10 slices of pizza in coins, and I'm not going to redeem them right away, maybe I can get an extra slice for free. Now I get 11 slices of pizza for the price of 10 in a gift card. That's basically the SLP rewards program.
I remember the Bitcoin pizza stuff.
That's why,
They bought it for 10,000 Bitcoin, and it was $30 in 2012, I think. And now it's a pizza which would cost, I don't know,
400 million.
$400 million.
I think so. I think it's 400 million now. I could be wrong. It's either like 300 to 400 million. Price moves.
Or the guy who in Poland sold his house and sold it for Bitcoin, and well, that was probably many people may not appreciate this kind of decisions, but that's a vision of people, because I think people should be having vision on the long run. And I also think that people also need to know that cryptocurrency has also their bear market waves or bull market waves. So people have to be also, I think that every person who is getting into blockchain shall be also a little bit informed about technical analysis. I know that it's that maybe not many people would like it, but it's good to have a little information about it.
I mean, I think fundamental analysis is more important. But I think you're also right. I think, again, we come to the where there's a balance. Without knowing the fundamentals, the technicals don't really mean anything, and vice versa. If you know are the technicals, and so I think the fundamentals and technical balance is definitely important. And a lot of people do go to each extreme. They'll either be very extreme technical people, or they'll be, the analytical people that just look at the chart and they don't care what your company or project's really doing on the back end or how they're doing it.
The professional traders courses can be very expensive. They can go up to $4,000, but there are free webinars, for example, on one exchange platform on Forex that is called xm.com, because the same technical analysis of Forex can be applied to crypto analysis, crypto TA. So people can just check it. I think that's if people want to do it, they can. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, this is basically my thing. And as you say, that people should always do their Dior, or they should do your own research, right?
Unfortunately, I can't agree with that, and I want to, but we're in a Darwinistic society where, people are headed towards idiocracy. The average person, over 51% of the population, isn't smart enough to do their own research, and they know that. They can't even fucking send a text message still. So when we tell people to do their own research, unfortunately, they like, you know, some people can't defend themselves, and that's why we have police, right? This is where I think people will end up giving up the option to do their own research. And I think if you're that person that's not going to research at all, that's not you. And even if you did, you wouldn't know what you're looking at anyway. Just let time tell you. Let time tell you, you know, let it prove itself. Wait until, like, let that be your research level. If that's all that you can comprehend, just, you know, oh, it's been doing this for this amount of time, this many users, just let time tell you, and let the utility speak to you. Don't try to convince yourself of something if it's not for you, just because it's for somebody else. I hate that people buy an iWatch because their friend has an Apple Watch or whatever, and it's like, you're not even an Apple guy. Why do you have an Apple Watch? Oh, because all your friends have one. You don't have to do that with crypto. There's, you know, something there for everybody that will just speak to you without effort.
I want to tell you something that I also want to promote in refund, also something that is called social responsibility. In my country, we have a big problem with that people abandon street animals, street dogs, street cats. So we are doing, that's my personal contribution with my wife, with that we rescue the street cats or the street dogs, and even provide the funds to the rescuers of these animals. So I think there could be a lot of good things to be done with the cryptocurrency.
That's pretty cool. Your community adopts animals together.
Yeah, and they could, and we can promote it. I think another thing that we want to launch. This is something I have not been telling except some of the team members. I would like that. My wife started to study health coaching, and she lost approximately 20 kilos of weight, or almost 40 pounds in a few years. And she's doing it with a very small effort, with just going to the gym once or twice per week for 30 minutes. She's doing her high-intensity interval training, and she started just to create new healthy recipes. Just by substituting some certain food ingredients. And it tastes even better. So I think that these things shall be shared also with our community. So for example, you can do your pancakes, but instead of using wheat flour, you can do it with oats. So this is much better for people, for example, who want to, for example, lose weight. Or, I don't know, you can create so many things. And we are strongly against like restrictive diets that you have to suffer and restrict.
Well, yeah, I mean, no pain, no gain, bro.
Yeah, or these keto diets, which have a lot of side effects.
Oh, but all my friends are doing it.
But it has a lot of side effects. So people shall be also informed that. So I don't know, maybe you will lose weight very fast, but it has some things going on. So like, for example, premature aging. So I think that people should be doing things. We can do things also in a very easy way. We can just let people know, and people decide if they like it or not.
I like the incentive and rewards and kind of like community-based things where, you know, like you were mentioning, when she could create a currency and reward people for just proof of diet. And that's it. It's just a social reward token. It means nothing. It probably has no value. But then maybe one day it does. Just like, you know, if you went to one of the very first Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and you got one of the very first, you know, chips,
yeah,
that probably doesn't mean much to anybody but that community. And if you have the very first one from the first meeting, you probably could sell that in sentimental value, just like a Pokemon card. And that's where I see a lot of the potential in these social tokens, where maybe they're just like a community Doge, right? Like Dogecoin, just here, it's for fun. But because of the way crypto works, fun turns into value because of tokenomics.
Yeah, and what is interesting about Dogecoin, which has been born as a joke from their creators, is that today you have it on so many exchanges and it became universal. So many things can be happening.
So I guess to kind of talk about like the refund, I guess business model moving forward, like, are you looking to, like you mentioned earlier with those partnerships, like how are you, approaching other SLP projects to get them involved to be able to do those like, airdrop distributions to the RFND token holders? Or is there any way, if I'm like a fan of an SLP token, how could I get them involved with that, partnership where I could say, hey, RFND, they're doing this, you're on SLP, you're doing this, maybe you guys could airdrop to each other or something with that distribution model. How do we start those conversations? What are you looking for?
So what I usually do, you can contact them on Telegram or Twitter. You can check their page, you can check their Telegram, and you can contact the admins or the owner of the token, and you can propose them. Basically, we can do this for both community. What do you think? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. And that is basically how I have been doing it. I have to be honest with you, Ken, Telegram takes, I think, like 1.5 hours every day of my life.
It takes up 12 hours, if not more, of my life, so I understand.
At least, and you have to, but I think that blockchain is also doing PR with other people, so we are in contact with them, and I think what we have been doing also, we have been also discussing certain proposals, certain common projects. There is one possible SLP exchange coming, so we are gathering more SLP projects in order to make it happen. So
you got to make the SLP alliance.
Exactly, and also I'm gonna give you one example. Last week I had a call with one guy, with George Donnelly from BCH. And I told him basically we need more liquidity in Bitcoin Cash in the market. So I told him basically we could go for inclusion of BCH on CCTIP. And somehow both of us we negotiated with the CCTIP people and they agreed with that. So I think if you do things with more people, if you work for your common goal, I think more things can be definitely done.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think what you're saying, I say in a very smaller way. Buy each other shitcoin. Buy each other shitcoin. Invest in each other, and give each other your own things. I think if we all bought each other's NFT, if we all invested in each other's market cap, rising tides raise all ships. Well, why don't all the ships kind of throw a little bit of water, something in the water to balance out the tide together? And I think that's where we're going to see moving forward. The way that this goes isn't the snake eating the tail with the fiat and banking ecosystem in economics. The ecosystem in tokenomics is it's been proven. The more that you've given, the more that you get in crypto, and it's all thanks to that public ledger. We can see it. We know what's going on, and I think, big projects are going to look back and see people like us doing this and be like, damn, we really fucked up. I think big banks are going to be looking at things like this. Imagine if Wells Fargo had Wells Fargo coin and I could just buy a couple Wells Fargo coin, maybe 5 million or whatever, hold them in my wallet, and I get USD every once in a while. I mean, it's the same thing, but they're not doing it in the direction of betterment. They're doing it in the direction of, betterment for themselves, honestly.
Exactly.
And that wouldn't work in crypto. If you weren't doing it the way you're doing it, if you took out a couple of those pieces, it would all fall apart in due time. And I think that they see the cyclical economy where it's completely beneficial for everybody. And that's where the banking and investment world, when they look at this, they always try to find who's getting fucked. Because there's always somebody at the bottom of the line you got to get fucked for me not to be fucked. So who's going to be the greater fool? And that doesn't have to be the case here. There isn't somebody that's getting taken advantage of. Everybody is balancing out the ecosystem of that economy.
I think that there is one key, Ken, and the key is to listen to your community, listen to their voice, what they need. And because they tell you, and if they don't like something, they immediately complain to you, and they tell you maybe in the community, in the RFND group chat, or they can send me some messages. So I have to listen to all of them, because if you have a problem with the bank in any country, you cannot do much about it. Like maybe you can complain, but most of the time people don't get good solutions. So this is something that we have to avoid. We have to give people also good customer service. So all these principles of marketing, finance, the same thing applies to cryptocurrency. This is
well, there's already small banks that compete with the big banks because people have like been fed up with it. Some people are even using such small banks in their own towns that they may not even be RFID insured, which is pretty damn much what we're doing here in crypto, right? Like, it's not RFID insured, and a lot of the small town banks that people are opting out of Wells Fargo and going to are those, you know, like, it kind of has that Federal Credit Union vibe to it, that the smaller banks that people are kind of moving to are building in a very DeFi ecosystem, but it isn't going to work with the way that, you know, banks were. They're trying, though. And to see those small banks that have, you know, people cashing their checks, even though they're not RFID insured or whatever, I think it's RFID or RSI, whatever, you know, even though they're not insured, I think those small banks are going to be basically doing like things what Refund Token is doing. It's basically be your own bank, and you can bank with me too.
Yes, and we can teach them and coach them. People should be even humble to learn from their mistakes. And even if we do make some mistakes, we have to learn from that in order to make them again.
If you're not making mistakes, you're not making changes. You're not doing anything.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of people say, for example, I will give you one example about my country. People here, the credit cards have the interest rate of 65 to 80% per year. It is extremely high, and we are being told on TV that we have a very solid banking system. But banking system built on what? On extreme. It's too much, in my opinion, that people pay this kind of stuff. So I think that if they want, the businesses who want to survive in this tough time of our lives, they have to do changes, and we have to adapt to the time of.
Well, and they're going to look at, you know, the success of projects like, you know, Refund Token, you know, as long as everything works out, that's what they're going to use as a proof of concept. I could see, you know, and this is where I love to kind of go on that speculation. I love looking, you know, 3 moves ahead of adoption, like I'm trying to win a game of chess with Bitcoin adoption. You know, but I could see even small businesses like McDonald's copy, paste the same exact thing that you're doing with Refund Token. Hold this much McDonald's coins, you get these many McDonald's coin distribution rewards, and you can come back to McDonald's with those rewards coins to get McDonald's food. Like, that's where we're headed, bro.
And let me tell you something. In Refund, what we do, sometimes I don't think that we are creating like something new. We basically adopt things that have worked, but we fuse them into one thing. I will tell you one thing. For me, the greatest advantage of Bitcoin was the controlled circulating supply issuance. Many people don't see that thing about Bitcoin, but for me, this is its major contribution. We adopt it into our system. I think in Ethereum, we can learn that it's a community full of dynamism, collaboration, and innovation. That is extremely good. On Bitcoin Cash, we have a great IT, one of the best IT platforms, blockchain IT platforms with the lowest fees. So I think we can learn from it, and we can adopt what we like, and we can create our own proposal. I don't want to copy Bitcoin. I don't want to copy Bitcoin Cash, but we can see and we can check what has really worked for them and integrate it into our system and improve it.
Absolutely. And if not adopt it, they'll fork it. And I have no problem with that either, man. I think we'll probably see a long history of forking blockchains, trying to have the hash, control. But I think at the end, they're going to inevitably digress from their forks to what they originally forked from, because of the distributed hash power and everything that would secure their networks. But I know that the intranet is what made the internet so sought after. Nobody cared about having, an internet when they were on AOL, until they realized when they were on AOL that wasn't the internet. That was just like going to AOL's little shopping mall, and their friend was sending them a link and they couldn't go to it because AOL didn't, that wasn't the internet. It was the intranet. And that's kind of where we're at now. We're going to see interoperability make things less intranet and more internet when it comes to this moving forward. And that's all we're waiting for. It's just time. We are way, way too early. You are way too early to what you're doing. And I think a lot of projects see that now, that they were too early, looking at how, if you were just coming out right now, most things like, if Wax, EOS, or, whatever came out this year right now, it would go insane. People would just, oh my God, look what it can do. But now that it's been out for so long and it does what it said it will do, it doesn't get all the recognition that it gets. It was too early.
I think that there has to be always somebody who begins, and let me tell you something, the Bitcoin Cash distribution, we were not the first in SLP. It was the BB token. I cannot take that credit that we were first. But I saw that, and when we started to do the FX, I was asking my main holders, and I was asking, what do you want to receive? Do you want to receive refund or Bitcoin Cash? And they told me Bitcoin Cash. So as they were saying me, Bitcoin Cash, I integrated into the staking model. So I'm paying attention to people what they need, and we make the proposal also include the Ethereum, because we have that Ethereum target in our.
Well, that's where DeFi lives, and that's fine. And like you said, that's where interoperability starts. You are literally bringing Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum together.
I think
that's the start of interoperability, bro.
I think both of them, they can work and
absolutely
together. And I really think that it's a very stupid that people are like saying now that some people from ERC, they don't like Bitcoin Cash, and some people from Bitcoin Cash, they don't like Ethereum. They are completely different cryptocurrencies. We have to understand their context. And I think that it's time to understand its purpose.
Well, industry standards, I think, are really paving the way as well. Things like Fortnite, for example, as a basic example. Video games before then, if you have an Xbox, a PlayStation, or a computer, you couldn't play that same game with a friend unless they were on the same console as you or on the same network. Fortnite built the interoperability layer for PlayStation, Xbox, and computer gamers to play the same game on the same server at the same time, no matter where they're playing from. And we're looking at even messenger apps are starting to build interoperability, where I can message somebody from Instagram and they'll receive it on Facebook Messenger. And we're starting to see that interoperability coming from the centralized innovation. Looking at the new Silicon Valley that is crypto innovation, the interoperability incentive, they know that it is the crux. It is the crux. It is that missing link to real mainstream adoption, real utility. And it's a giant prize pool for somebody that's doing interoperability right now.
I would like only, this is my personal wish, that one day governments realize that crypto is not enemy, and that it could create a much better society on the long run, and that there is more freedom for crypto holders, because I personally think that a lot of crypto holders are persecuted in many countries, and
I mean,
think
that's
it's
what happens in every historical innovative period. You know, looking back, we haven't had anything as disruptive as blockchain innovation since the printing press. When the first printing press was created by the original Satoshi Nakamoto, who decentralized education, information, and entertainment, the king went around and killed everybody that used a printing press. And they could only use a printing press if the king said, yeah, all the words I agree with. And if you printed something that he didn't agree with, you got killed. And that's what we're seeing happen right now with blockchain being so disruptive to our governing bodies, the new kings of our time. They're trying their best to kill every innovator that's using it because it's detrimental to their system. But their system only works for them. And once they're inside of it, they don't want it to go away because they worked their whole life. Maybe their family, lives, generations have been invested into the system that exists. So if it stops, where does all that hard work from my generations of family go? And that's what the government has turned into. It has turned into a family, religion, or like a way of that family. And it's almost like trying to get a Christian to become Jewish, stopping somebody from using the US dollar and getting them to use Bitcoin.
Let me tell you something. I was born in a communist country, Czechoslovakia, and I have lived the first 13 years of my life in dictatorship. So I know what it was like, and people in many countries still don't know what is a real dictator when you cannot say anything against the government because your family is going to cut up, or your kids, or your wife, or whoever, your father or mother. And I remember we had one aunt. She, in the 1968, when Russians invaded Czechoslovakia, she decided to emigrate, and she emigrated to New York, to US. And before she emigrated, she told my parents, you know what, I'm going away because this is gonna get worse and it's gonna last years. And my parents told her, no, this is gonna be solved in a few days. No, but she made her bold decision and she got to US. And the communism still after the Russian invasion was in my country for 22 years. So I remember those times, and I think that people shall be having freedom.
Yeah, but where do we go with crypto persecution, right? When governments start to persecute, the blockchain innovators, where do we seek asylum when everywhere is being disrupted? We are the enemy of the global economy, the global government bodies. The United Nations are our biggest enemy. We are their biggest enemy. And all we want to do is hug them and show them love. But they see zombies and they're afraid to get bit and turn into Bitcoiners. It's like, where do we go when this does start to happen? Because I predict we will see governments seizing people, corporations, custodial companies of crypto technologies, just like they seized all the gold back in the day. Like, they're going to seize all the crypto too.
I will tell you something. It's impossible to stop it because there are going to be crypto-friendly countries and crypto-unfriendly countries.
I hope so. See, the crypto-friendly ones, though, they become the enemy of the United Nations. Then they get, embargoes, they get sanctions, they get, the threat of not agreeing with the United Nations and being crypto-friendly when everybody else is not. Cuba probably gonna be the best, maybe, because they're used to it.
Well, those are difficult topics.
Right, I know. We gotta wrap things up here. We've been going a while, and I want to let people, kind of get to know where they could join the community. Guys, it's on. You gotta get out on Memo Cash. It's like, imagine if Poloniex Trollbox had social media. It's really cool. Memo Cash is really cool. And RFND is, in my opinion, doing really cool shit. So let me know what you guys think. Seriously, you guys are my do your own research. I get to talk to cool people like this guy. You guys get to investigate the conversation we had. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Check it out, and let me know if you make an SLP, because I would love to see people in the comments that have created their own currencies. I want everybody to be their own Satoshi. And I think what Refund Token's doing is adding a really cool ingredient. You can be your own bank, and you can also bank with me or with him or with each other. And I think that's really cool, man. Social banking.
Exactly. Ken, I'm extremely grateful for this conversation. It's been very cool, and I'm very happy that we can spread the message about RSLP tokens, about our RSLP community to the rest of the world, so more people know about us. That is a major challenge, and and I really appreciate that effort that you are doing.
I appreciate the effort you're bringing to SLP awareness. I just think that it's underappreciated. It gets disrespected because Bitcoin Cash isn't the real Bitcoin. Stop the bullshit and support anything that's actually doing something. Support anything that's actually working. Stop talking shit on things because they're not your favorite cult. If it's working, support that shit, because whatever it is, it's helping whatever your favorite coin is. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite coin or not. If it's working, support it, because it's supporting your shit too, man. So again, thank you guys. I'll see you all in the Telegram. Have a day.
We keep in touch. Thanks a lot, Ken, and we appreciate it, and good luck and great vibes to you.
Right on.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.